Well, thank you very much for the introduction, and it's a pleasure to be here and also to represent the graphic designers who are involved on the committee. We got to start with one piece of housekeeping, and that is, as you can probably tell from my accent, I was raised near London, England. I have, however, spent almost my entire working life here in Utah since 1992. So that includes 20 years as a designer in industry and 10 years as a design instructor in academia. In my current roles as an assistant professor and graphic design program coordinator at Utah Valley University, I was intrigued by the invitation to serve on the Design Review Subcommittee to consider designs for the new state flag. Working in an industry that typically produces ephemera, I was excited to participate in a project with such long-lasting impact. As a committee member, I've served along other Utah graphic designers, vexillologists, and historians, all interested in selecting a flag that could represent Utah today and in the future, especially, for example, these students that are standing behind me. As volunteers, we spent hours in meetings both in person and on Zoom. We started by reviewing more than 5,000 flag design submissions. We considered the symbols, themes, and colors Utahns said represented our state, especially those that appeared most often in the submissions. We also considered designs that visually communicated the values and themes expressed in a public survey. As in all art reviews, we had a lot to talk about. We talked about symbols like the beehive, which represents Utah's history, as well as our respect for hard work and industry. We talked about the representation of our state's distinctive and varied landscapes, from red rock to mountains. And we discussed the best ways to represent our 8 native tribes, sovereign nations that have called this land home for thousands of years. These discussions were exciting and invigorating at times, and at other times, stressful and tiring. Part of the process was identifying the best designs in each category, such as beehives, mountains, and red rock, as previously mentioned. In some cases, we looked at the intent of the original submissions and refined those according to design and branding best practices. In other cases, we combined ideas we felt worked well together, or we changed colors to reflect the public's preferences. In just a few minutes, you'll meet 2 Utah students who will explain what prompted their flag design submissions that became part of the inspiration for some of our semi-final flags. Throughout the process, we agreed on this. Our job is to bring forward flag designs that are recognizable, simple, distinctive, and inclusive. Flags that Utahns will be proud to fly and display. Flags that convey a modern and truly representative story of Utah today. No matter what design is ultimately selected, I'm pleased to have been part of the process. I know change is difficult and many people will not be enthusiastic about embracing a new flag, but I hope that over time we will look back and remember that this truly was a statewide conversation and that together we designed a new way to convey our shared love of Utah. Thank you.